Is it recording?
Yeah.
No, I'm blessed.
Oh, yeah, let's cut that out.
All right, what's happening, people? Welcome to another episode of the Three Shots Tequila podcast with myself, Marvin Abbey, who also got in the studio.
Mr. Exposed.
And Tazer fucking Black.
And we've got some royalty in the building, some very, very special guests.
oi.
Let's know your names and where you're from.
Come on, you know what it is.
My name's Talisa, I'm from Camden Town, and
Oi,
we're
oi.
called N-Dubz.
Phaser in the building. Come on,
Oi.
Camden's finest.
So we got royalty in the building. N-Dubz, what's happening?
Man said royalty, you know.
Nah,
Nice,
brother, in
that's a
terms of,
big
listen,
You lot are big. You're big in this because if you go back a couple of years, you lot have been doing this as long as I can remember. You know what I mean? When you think back to Channel U days,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? How many artists do you know that were their Channel U days and it's still relevant now? Not many.
I
Mm.
hear
You know what I
that.
mean? Where you can sit there and say somebody's actually still dropping bangers now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people you can look at and like their legendary status, they're back there. You lot are still actually here, still doing it.
Yeah, man.
That's
I hear you. But that's a conscious thing, though. I'll be real with you. You know, that's a conscious thing. Like between Daps loves to be in front with everyone current. See, with me, production, I love to work with everybody. Do you know what I mean? And keep the production current. So when it comes for N-Dubz, it's gonna sound current. It's gonna be current. We're not gonna sound dated, anything like that. And for real, we're still listening to the music that we make right now. So
Yeah.
How does it feel though? Like your audience has grown with you. So like, I guess when we were listening to N-Dubz back then, I could say what, like 12, 13, 14. I mean, I'm 34 now. That's 20 years. So
You're the same.
you were
You're the same age as me, so you
were
would
not-
have been the same age as me when we come out. So
These
17.
maps is what?
No,
I was lied to you. Oh, shit, I put the
thinking-
headphones on.
Yeah.
I got
I was
the,
like,
Oh,
thinking
you got
that
the
vibe.
soundbite?
brother, you're going to get cooked for that.
No, but I'm trying to figure out. So when did you come out?
I was
Because-
17.
no, 'cause I'm not-
I
no,
like-
was- No, I was 17 and we're the same age, so you would have been 17.
No, because
as
I'm
well.
trying to think of Channel U.
Yeah, you would have been 17.
No, but you're
like
thinking
high
Channel
school,
U
high
from the
school.
You were
beginning.
17.
Yeah, that's
Because
what
we're
I'm
the
No,
same
but-
age.
thinking
They
about.
were there from the
But they weren't
beginning.
there from the beginning.
Okay, cool. They were there from the beginning. They weren't there from the beginning. Do you see my
No,
point?
they weren't.
He said they were. You said they
Alright,
weren't.
so if you literally
No,
the same age,
no, she just
and you
Don't
listen
put
to
that
your
on
filter.
filter.
What I'm
Don't
saying,
do
she
that.
just
No,
clarified for
Yeah.
me.
There was
a lot of music before N-Dubz.
Yeah.
Cool. But
And
I'm
then-
saying she just clarified for me. I just thought of Channel U days, and that's what it took me back.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
so
you know
let's
the
go.
man there that said they listened to your project and they didn't. They're just making up their stories.
Nah, it's just, I'm just talking about the time.
Yeah.
Trying to think of the time. So
17.
okay, so that's still a long time. 17
Yeah.
years.
So that's when you started. That you
That's
Yeah.
when we first started to get that little bit of
Recognition.
success. Yeah, with You Better Not Waste My Time, and I swear I was 17.
Do you know what's sick
Yeah.
as well? We've actually seen your journey.
Yeah.
As in, like, Channel
Yeah.
U days, you've seen it from, like, everyone having similar video. I remember the video as well, like, in terms of Dappy on the chair and, like,
And
you kind
Dab
of
used to have the
remember.
bandana under the
Yeah,
hat.
yeah.
You know
I
what
used to
I mean?
have the
Yeah.
just drawstring. And then Mama used to come out and do the...
Until.
was it
Until.
Until?
Yeah, yeah.
Until.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You know,
What was that? Like, why
So
did it...
basically, that we N-Dubz, we write songs, and within our songs, we like to write stories as well. And we did like storytelling. So when we're saying like, and I never thought she would have done a thing like that until I see her kissing someone until I see her kissing someone on the guy under the bridge. We felt like a narrator of the whole story.
That is just the
Until-
joke thing. But
You know,
it was
it's like-
also our right-hand man in the group that
Yeah.
we grew up with that was
Yeah.
more behind the scenes.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was just his moment to come in. Like, mate, come in and
But-
drop this. Until. There you go. Get in the video. Until.
But I don't
Narrator.
think, did you lot think it would be that big where it's so memorable? Because if you think all of those years, it's a tiny little thing you threw in there and everyone still remembers that.
We used to think of things like that all the time. So from the na-na-nas to the ha-has to the untils, we would just think branding, catchphrase,
Yeah.
and we were on that from a young age.
You had bare.
No, no, it's
Yeah,
cold.
bad.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah.
yep.
And then I used to be in the
No,
kitchen
no, no.
sometimes. 4 in the morning.
No, no, no.
I
Come
didn't
out the
know
shower.
what.
Walk in the door. Mumsy saying, yeah, it's like, no.
no,
I'm scared of
too
it too
cold.
much now.
We're
I'm
just
slow
saying,
down.
no.
Do you get people? You must have got people shouting it out at you back in the day.
All the
like,
time.
Or even now.
Still now,
Still
yeah,
now,
exactly
yeah,
that.
man. It's
Teresa, no.
You're like, I put out some questions for the fans or whatever, and we got quite a lot of questions, to be fair. So at some point, I'm just going to start firing some
Yeah,
questions
man.
from the fans and whatever.
Send me some, please. So I can read some as well. Yeah, man.
Well, you can't read.
That's it.
Nah, I think he wants to share the responsibility. You know that way there. That's my pal still. Share responsibility, you know what I'm saying? But I think
Do you know why this is funny? Because it's two groups with an equal number of people. It's a great conversation about
Yeah.
shared responsibility and how you do different things,
It's very-
Yeah.
essentially, because I feel like maybe we have some, similar issues, essentially, when you're a group, because somebody wants to do this and
No, but
somebody
you know,
wants to
but
do
I feel
that.
like with your, I'll let you answer, but I feel like I can see in your group what everyone does.
Go on, let's do the assumption
Yeah.
and then they'll clarify.
Let's do it. I'm
So-
intrigued.
So Fraser, that is.
No, what's your thoughts on the three of them? Is what I'm saying.
Brother, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, sorry. No, sorry.
He's got security outside. No, man.
No, I thought you pointed at Fraser like you answer, but go on.
No. So production and that kind of.
Oh, I thought you meant character-wise
Yeah.
dynamic.
Oh.
Characteristics, like who's the late one?
Oh,
yeah.
no, I'm not answering that. I don't know. Number one.
No, but
Number
get
two,
offended.
allow me, man. And I
It's
don't want to upset anyone still.
It's a bit of
You go
fun.
then, my pal.
Okay, cool. I go. Share responsibility in that.
Yeah.
This is coming from both of us.
Basically,
No, this is from
taking
you.
all the heat is what he's
Is this
saying.
from you?
No, okay, cool. What characteristics should I say? So like lateness.
Lateness.
So he's the late one.
Okay.
So in my mind, I'd probably choose Dappy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
That's
You're the
easy
stu-
pickings because he's
No,
not
but-
there.
but I'm just, no, but I'm just thinking, if you look at the three of them,
Go hang it.
I don't know who's the most stubborn out of the both of you. You both have
It's
your moments.
him. What do you
But
mean
you
he's the
both
most
have your
stubborn?
moments,
Don't do
man.
that.
It's him.
Don't do that. We can go and read the comments right now. People will tell you Marvin is hard-headed. Yes or no?
What?
Hard-headed.
But stubborn hard doesn't mean, brother, you're
Yeah,
stubborn for no reason
okay, yours-
sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's,
So,
like, you
people
know the
don't
reason I'm
who's more
stubborn.
stubborn out of me and Dappy.
Oh, serious?
There we go.
You
Yeah,
can't
no,
be.
literally they're the same person, but in female and male. It's mad.
Oh, so
Don't
yours-
go
But
that
no,
far.
you're in denial, but still.
Yin and yang.
Oh, serious?
We're very different but very similar.
So wait, can Fazer tell you what he's feeling?
What?
If it's gonna offend you.
Yeah,
Can he be honest?
Yeah.
Can he be
You can be
honest with
honest
you?
He does
yeah,
anyway.
100. I
Yeah.
do. Are you mad?
Yeah.
No, I'm
Like, come on,
asking.
this is family settings,
He
isn't it?
does.
Like, you know
We
them
all
ones
tell
there,
each
like,
other how we
man's
feel.
very vocal.
But some of us react better than others.
So who reacts the worst?
Me, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I
Yeah.
just don't want to hear it, I'll
You'll
just be
flip,
like,
you'll
Don't
flip
do
off
that.
the, you'll flip off
Don't
the
do
radar
that.
yeah,
for
I'll
the
just
Don't
be
do
like,
that.
don't want
I'll be like,
No,
you're
no,
right.
no.
I'll be like, you're
Don't
right, T. How you feeling
That's-
today?
that looks like
And
you, bro.
it's the end of the
Don't
road.
do that. That's not me. How is that me?
Fazer's terrible at reading the room with me. Sometimes
No,
when
no.
I'm in a mood, yeah. Everyone that knows me really well, except Fazer, who does know me really well, knows just to leave me be.
Well, if you just don't care, like, it's me. Like, why are you being silly?
Yeah.
But he will always be like, "I'm alright, T." Very serious. I'm like, stop asking me if I'm alright.
Bro, like the girl
Leave
looks
me.
mad. The girl's sitting there looking mad, like, yo, just looking mad down. I'm like, T, you good? And bro, why do I even ask these questions sometimes? I'm like, why did I even bother?
But you know what? That's what the man.
Today,
The man them
today
can't-
was one of those days as well. I was like, T, you good? The way she responded, I said to myself, why did you even?
Why did you respond that way?
Because something personal was going on, which I'm not going to talk about now. And I'll
There
tell
you
you
go.
later. And I couldn't want to go into it because it's the start of a work day.
Yeah.
And
I
so
hear
it's
you.
just like, we'll talk about it.
But don't you find it funny how, like, for example, like, if he didn't, you might be like, raw, like, you don't care, like, you haven't
Nah,
lost my
not in the
day.
slightest. I
But
just
when
feel
you
like
come-
they
no,
just
she
say
But then
that.
when
wouldn't
I'm
give a
saying
fuck.
that with ladies sometimes, like, if you don't ask what's going on, like,
I'm
what?
quite alone.
Yeah.
I'm a lone wolf, so I like to go
Okay.
into my own little world. I'm like, just let me deal with it, and then I come back out. And
That's me. See,
And
that I can
socialise.
agree with. This me.
I'm just saying.
Don't listen, you can't
tell a lie.
Don't take
Like,
don't
like,
take
he
the good
wants
bits. Don't take the good bits, bro.
Man trying to get the good
You
shit.
know what I'm saying? Man can't take the
No,
criticism,
I
but
think-
man trying to take the good bits.
No,
Nah,
the
but
difference
they
is
cherry picking.
I will admit, you know what I mean. I can be very stubborn at times, but not for no reason.
No, but your reasoning is wild sometimes.
It's not wild. It's principle.
principle. I'm big
The
on
principality, Smokey.
Nah.
But principalities don't always exist.
What?
I'm gonna need you to land.
principle. Elaborate.
You know, I landed though.
Elaborate.
Yeah, you landed.
You landed in the sea. You're where the submarine is.
I know
right?
that. So the principalities, yeah, it's not fact. So what
Yeah.
might be principle to you might not even make sense. But in your mind, you're like, nah, I'm not having it. But when you break it down, what are you not having? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how we
No,
sometimes.
And then it's
No,
just
some-
perspective is.
Is that what I'm saying?
But sometimes, okay, when you're a group, sometimes you have, you know what I mean, certain agreements. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you, especially when we bump heads, I'll agree some shit with this dude, and then we have a group conversation, and he doesn't know shit anymore. So now I look like an idiot. Because all of a sudden, he don't remember the conversation we
No.
had.
I don't remember that.
You know, you tell him, man, we're going together. This is what we're
Yeah,
going to say.
oh my god! And then we get in there, and then he just starts
And he-
fighting with Dappy, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Bro, and
wait.
and
Okay, wait.
now my man is looking
Wait. Let me ask. Wait.
Wait,
hold on,
but
Faiz,
you
let me ask
can't
you.
change.
So wait.
Go
So
on, go on.
why did your mind change? If you don't mind me asking.
Because sometimes you see me, I listen to both sides of the story, innit? And I take it for what it is, black and white. Sometimes the other side has got a valid point too.
And it makes more sense.
Yeah.
So you agree with them?
Yeah.
Yeah, you two are the same still.
Sometimes.
Brother, because
We had a plan.
brother, we had an agreement.
No, but
To the plan.
Alright, let me get it straight to you.
This
Yeah.
happened the other day though, with a set list. Yeah, T was like,
We had a
"Hey,
plan."
we're gonna do this set list, and I want to put this in the set. I was like, yeah, cool. I understand why you want to do that. We're in IB4, it makes sense. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm down. All right, make sure you show Daps as well. I was like, all right, cool. What's in there? Daps says, I'm not doing that song. I listened to it. Yeah, I said, I haven't even heard the song once in my life. I didn't even know it existed. And I was like, to be honest,
Wow!
I was like, you know what?
You dirty still. You dirty.
Nah, that's not right.
That's how you
I'm not
do
like
it.
that. I'm not like
But the thing
that.
is, I'm expecting you to say, raw, like, why? What's your concern? Man already said, yeah, I ain't heard that in time.
No, I don't.
Man,
I've never heard it before.
He
That
switches
was the
up
first
too
time
quick
I'd
though.
heard
Like,
it.
it's borderline disloyal.
What's that Marge Simpson meme when she's doing
no.
that when she's
Homer Simpsons go back into the
doing
Yeah. My man. So I'm out there, bro. So I'm like, we have an agreement. So I've gone in there with guns blazing. I'm wilding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you think he's there behind, he's got
And
your
he's
back.
in there,
No, he's there
wow.
like,
But what I
Nah,
will
he's
say is
got a
when the
point,
three of
you
us
know.
when the three of us argue, it's hilarious because I always become the mediator.
Yeah,
okay.
Always. It's
That's-
mad. It's like it's
Yeah.
that's
But-
me.
No, it's way.
Well, no, you try to,
it
but
hap-
it's very
It
difficult.
happens one of two ways. You either become the mediator when me and him argue, or me and you argue when he disappears. He don't mediate nothing.
They'll be arguing about, nah, the cup's red, nah, it's blue, man. Bro, I don't give a fuck. It's a cup. I don't care.
but use your eyes. What colour is the cup, bro? Don't
But
sit
see-
on the fence.
But
man.
here's the problem. He'll come in there and he'll be like, it could be purple. And you're like, pussy, yo, is it red or is it
But
blue?
like you said, it's
One of the two.
perspective.
But listen, that's the thing though, like when you're working in groups, and I'm guessing, yeah, like I don't know about you guys, but for us, like when we have these arguments about set list or certain thing, most time it's all from a place of passion, isn't it? Like we all want it to be the best it can possibly be, and
Yeah.
we all have our views on what we think will be the best it can be, and sometimes those views clash, and we
Definitely.
always come to some sort of agreement in the end. But at the same time, there is a clash that happens before it because it comes from a place of passion. We will never just go at each other like, oh man, what
Yeah,
you
we
on?
do go at each other. Sometimes we.
No,
I
you
just
go at
absolutely
people.
I'm like, this is what we're doing. But I save those, you know. Those are the
Oh, your outbursts.
yeah, the bombs are for like
It's
real
like-
special occasions.
So keep one second. So the big question is like, so why did you guys break up in the first place? That's what everyone like. Every question, a lot of the questions I saw was, why did you guys break up?
Me and Dappy, it's the same stuff that we're talking about.
Oh, just clashing heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, constantly though.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? Them two grew up in the same household. Like their parents are like their blood brothers, very close blood brothers. Came to this country together, all lived in the same household. Those two are like brothers and sisters, isn't it? So they might have a mad argument and they won't speak to each other for like a few months, and then next week they're having dinner at Christmas again, and then it's family, isn't it? It's weird. And regardless of us taking time apart from each other, we've always worked with each other behind the scenes and stuff like that. So it's never been a thing of like we fell out like that. But at the time, there was a lot of clashing going on between Daps and T, and they weren't seeing on the same thing. And I feel like it got to the point where it just needed to break because it was just gonna just
It'd get toxic.
it would just explode
How
publicly.
was that on tour in terms
And
of
for the best
energy?
thing for us to do, instead of exploding publicly, would just to say, let's take a break, let's ease off the gas a little bit, and come back to it when the time's right. You get it? Like, everyone went off, ventured and done their solo stuff, and but, you get me. And then here we are today, back doing N-Dubz. And we always said from the jump, anyway, back in the day, that we was gonna bring N-Dubz back at some point. We never not said, yo, N-Dubz is not happening or something. Yeah.
Did it ever affect any performances? As in when you fell out, could you still fall out and perform like?
I tell you what the good thing is that a lot of the performance consists of toxic arguing back and forth, girl, boy. So the angrier we were, you just go on stage and be like, I loved you so much, but you cheated on me. And then I'd be fly kicking him on stage so people would get what it's
People are like, Ross is
I mean,
Like this,
it's like-
that raw
So
passion.
this is pain.
It's a theatre show, you know? So we'd always make it work. So
I remember I bust
it-
your lip on stage one time with the
with the
pillow.
mic- I thought it was a mic.
I flung that pillow from the other side of the stage far, you know. And it wasn't even like one, it wasn't even like a dashing one like that. It was like a weird left arm overhand, weird throw.
And then
it
just caught the
flunked,
wind.
bro.
Another time you hit the mic and then it
Went
not,
Bow! Like that.
What, was this intentional? Or not?
No, we was doing
you were intentionally.
we was
trying
doing
to do that,
ouch or something. And we had a bed on the stage at the
Real
time, like as a stage prop and something like
so we
that.
come up, Shanique actually jumps out the bed and goes,
Yeah, and then T would found it funny to pick up the pillows every time, every show to start licking me and Daps down with the pillows. So I thought one night I'm gonna grab this pillow,
Get
but
off first.
the stage was big, innit? It wasn't like a small stage. Man was on the other side, far. Man, threw this pillow. Yo, T.
Man's moving
I'm
like
sorry
wanted,
to
you know?
now, you know.
Yeah, that's when it
I'm
hit the
sorry.
mic.
Yeah, and then it hit your lip.
Bust my lip.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, can you be mad though?
She looked
You
at me.
antagonising him?
No, you should have seen her face on
But
stage.
I
She
would
looked at me like
pretend to be on stage because it's entertaining.
you should have seen her, yeah.
So I'd
The
be
way
like,
she
oh
looked at
my
me on
God,
stage,
I can't
bro.
believe you done that. And the crowd were like, ha ha ha.
Do you know what's funny? Because the reason why I'm asking it, we're asking this, sorry, we
Time you were cutting me off doing the live show.
I wasn't going to talk about that, but it was the live show I was going to mention. Was it because I was cutting him off?
Yes.
This one, Shepherd's Bush.
Yep.
Where we literally celebrated selling out Shepherd's Bush Empire.
Yeah.
We're holding our plaques, everyone's shouting, whatever.
Come on.
We've walked off the stage, literally as we've got behind the blinds. Taser, I'm gonna fucking punch you in the face. What did I do?
Oh, that's we're like
So
that
I'm
all
in the
the time.
lift, yeah, and I'm giddy because I'm excited, and he's
Yeah.
there like,
I'm just there looking like, what's going on? Previous like, hey, listen, you man's lucky, but I was going to punch you in your face. Man. I'm thinking, what's going on? So I'm thinking that the LOL is going to come soon.
bro, I didn't.
No LOL,
But
bro.
I didn't know what
Yo.
I did then.
But
That's not the cutting you off one.
No,
That
but
was the
it wasn't
cutting me off.
No, but do you know what it is? It wasn't cutting off, but it wasn't that bad.
See, it's not
Yeah,
just
so-
us,
no.
you
There
guys
was a
do it
build up.
too.
There was some build up.
Oh,
for
the
some
build,
other
yeah, the
shit.
build up was from
The
The,
other
the
shit.
crowd.
The Christian.
yeah.
So,
You know
basically, so basically, we do this thing where we
Never have I ever.
never, no, not never, ever. Well, no, it was a question from the crowd, man. And it was like a phone, there's a mobile number, you send a question in.
Yeah.
And the question that someone sent in was kind of personal
Okay.
to Keith.
Mm-hmm.
So,
We've clocked
so
it.
the
I
questions
haven't
come up.
clocked.
The questions come up.
Right.
So I've clocked that like, right. I
Don't
think,
drop that.
No.
My tone, whole tone has changed.
I can say the
Yeah.
question, but let's dead it
Yeah.
now. Like,
So no,
This-
what Marvin did is he's read it and he's played it off. So Marvin knew it was about me, but he played it off like it was about him, and he kind of tried to throw it to the side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember what you said. You
This
said-
nigga here now,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like, no, we need to
No,
elaborate.
bro, he brought it back. He stood, you stood up.
Wait.
He stood up and said, "Rob,
Hold on,
where's
no,
this person?"
no,
I
no,
said,
no.
Jesus.
So he's
Voila.
answered. I don't think it's me, but for some reason, I think it's me.
Yeah.
Right.
So everyone's laughed.
Right.
And then the girl who sent the question is gone, it's not you, Marv.
So
But it's not me.
Yeah.
So that's what I was like.
so he's like, let's find out. We're looking at this
no,
dude
'cause
like,
in my mind, I know
Yeah.
it's not me.
So-
Right.
Exactly. So
No, but
I know
I'm
it's
not thinking
me.
about the Keith thing.
Who else is it? There's three of us.
No,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem that it's Keith.
No, he does.
I'm not reading that, is what I'm saying.
exactly.
We're at a show.
No
We're living
situational awareness.
That's what
mad.
Daps would do. Like, an example, like if I'm sat at a show and we have like these little clip snippets where we talk in between, and then I say he's really toxic, and I say like, oh, all your exes should be in mental institutions. Like if his actual exes are there, I would
Jesus.
like hold it down or switch up the chat a bit.
Yeah.
So like if one of my exes is there, I'd be looking at Daps like, don't do the chat where
Oh, you're like, I'm
all
doing.
your exes are crying, you annihilated them, because my ex is here. So I'd be like, they'd be like, because all your exes, da, da, da. And then, why are you looking at me like for? Oh, he's one of them here. Shut up. That's the kind of shit he would do.
Yeah, that'd be
And
that
I'd be
Taser's
like,
job.
oh my God.
Because if you remember,
Taser's a bit oblivious sometimes.
No, it's not even that. Taser's not oblivious. He knows, but Taser's one of those
Some
ones
people
where
just don't care.
whatever's gonna get the crowd going, I'm doing that shit.
Yeah, and that's and
Exactly.
he would on purpose. He wouldn't care. Just be like, oh, my ex here. Where is he? Show me him. Show me him. I'd be like, oh, you know,
Remember,
what,
we
I'll
had
see
the
you.
first show as well, because we were going to fight the first show we ever had. Remember?
No, but the first show that, bro, I didn't understand why you were angry.
No. You know what I mean? He tried to run one joke. You remember, we had our first show and he tried to run one joke into the show. I was quiet for 30
No, the
minutes on
joke.
stage.
No, the joke was after when you were basically
No,
angry.
you fired at him though first.
No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
yes,
You did. You fired at first.
See, this is
This
the
is
game
what
I
I'm
thought.
saying.
You don't go through this alone.
So, like-
You know about
So wait,
that.
so wait,
Do you know
hold
what
on.
it is? So-
You
and
might
I-
even be worse.
And the thing is, I sit there and I see everything. So I'm like, interesting. And obviously, so Keith fired at Taze. Taze ain't said nothing. Then the way Taser's fired at Keith took it mad personal. Something about his height or something like that, yeah, on stage. And obviously, everyone doing kiki in the crowd. Keith is moving. Next minute, for the rest of the show, I ain't heard the peep from, like, I'm in the middle. I ain't heard a peep from this brother's mic. I'm like, this brother's awfully quiet. At the end of the show, Keith disappeared. Next
God.
time the Keith brethren come up to us, hey, what happened? Hey, is Keith all right? Like, I'm thinking, brother, relax, bro. What, you gonna fight us?
But in my mind, like, you fired at me, so I fired back. Because if it was him, he's firing twice.
Yeah.
Like, no, but at the time we hadn't established the rules, so it was our first show.
Yeah,
together.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we hadn't established the rules, because if you knew me back, like if I had known the rules, I would have gone as low as, you know what I mean, hell and back.
And he goes mad. That's another thing. He goes mad low.
Like,
Like,
Like personal.
oh, there's one time I had to call
Below
him.
the belt,
I
like-
said, bro.
That was below the
please.
belt, Ruben, man. Come on.
Don't say what I know you're gonna say.
Yeah.
And he's like, if you didn't call me,
Yeah.
the group chat would have been over. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Is there anyone in the group that's like, who's got the worst temper in the group? As in, like, you don't want to upset this person. I know it's Talisa already.
Yeah.
The way Talisa looked at me, she was like...
They looked at face like I dare, like double dare.
Talisa like, not this question.
Say something.
I'm not saying it.
Face is like that. You know what? I want to go home safe today.
I ain't saying anyone in the room, but
I don't want problems.
There's a reason she don't drink caffeine no more.
Because, hey, yo.
No, do you know what?
T's anger's sensational sometimes, bro. I don't know where it comes from, bro.
No. I'd say outside of being an N-Dubz, everyone else that knows me is like, I'm the most chill person. It takes so much to get you mad.
So why does it take so little with us?
I am 0 to 100. Do you know why? It's the only language you guys understand.
No,
It's why no other girl could be an N-Dubz because they would get walked all over.
But that's why you're here.
Exactly. So I have to be this 0 to 100.
just on smoke.
Get any form of anything done that needs to be done. And the stuff that I need to do, I have to go to 0 to 100.
No, I hear you, but man,
otherwise nothing will get done, and they'll be.
It's like Auntie Talisa.
They'll be running wild.
Okay, Auntie.
That's what it is. I'm the mother hen.
In our group, it's Marvin. You know, if anyone was wondering,
What's that?
you're that person
That what?
that everyone's scared to piss off.
Oh, that's a lie, bro. That's a lie.
It's not more.
I
I don't think anyone's scared to piss off anyone.
Nah, that's the same over
No,
here. I
no,
don't think
it's
anyone.
Marvin.
Like, I don't think
What, you
anyone's
scared
scared
to piss off
to.
Marvin or something?
No,
Yes.
but no. Do you know what? I get what.
Hell yeah.
No, the reason I get
I'm
what Keith
fucking
means
terrified of this
is
thing.
Keith's the one that will blow most. I don't blow, but then when I do blow, it's like, boy, like it's.
There's a lot of blowing over there, brother.
Hey yo, big
Hey,
man.
done.
Now it's saying, yo.
No.
You said blow like
Alright, next question,
Yeah,
man.
but the way you said it was wild.
Hey,
You
yo.
mad wildin' B?
What was I gonna say? So I know that. So you've had like 3 platinum selling albums.
Yeah.
Do you believe that you should have won a Brit or anything like that? Because in my head, I was looking at your numbers. I was thinking, have you not won
You know what?
a Brit or?
At the time, yeah, like the association that ran the Brits and everything like that was very sort of rock pop led. I don't feel like there was somewhere for us to fit in
Yeah.
within the Brits at the time. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't until later on when you had like Stormzy and them not coming on stage on the Brits with everyone there and
Yeah.
until then they started taking notice and Mandem actually started winning Brits because before that there wasn't really
space,
there was no Mandem.
Like if
winning
we
Brits.
had 3 platinum albums now, we would get a Brit.
Yeah,
of
course.
Like otherwise it'd be like, so something's wrong here.
Yeah.
But back then it wasn't something's wrong. It was just like
Like
They want the space.
we're nominated and stuff like that for a Brit. Yeah, we'd got nominated and stuff, and the people that they're giving Brits to and stuff haven't even sold like a quarter of what we had sold at the time. And we're like, I've never heard of these people, and how are they winning over us?
Yeah.
Do you not feel like that's
Categories
politics?
yes,
Yeah, it's
politics,
definitely
industry
politics. And you know what? We was like I said, we wasn't like put together like a manufactured group. Like a label said, "Oh, you lot are all sick. Let's put you together." Like we're just family
Organic.
and childhood
Yeah,
friends,
yeah.
and like you get it. Like, and I feel like because we was kind of like outspoken, we wasn't like prim and proper. We wasn't 100% media trained. We was a bit rough around the edges, and like you get it. Like, I feel like that's not what the Brits
We
were
were
about
half
at the time, bro.
blacklisted, really.
Oh, so because I was thinking about that when I was thinking in the way here, I was thinking, why did they get a Brit? But I was looking at it and I was thinking, in terms of the Brits being polished, they want a certain look, a certain sound, and obviously you lot were more
from
our
streets,
scene. Do you know what I'm saying? And they're like,
Did you ever get approached by companies or people in regards to like, we want you and Dappy, find a way to kind of dash Talisa or the other way around?
Not really, because I don't know. I feel like we did most things just as a unit, really.
So it wouldn't have made sense for anyone to try and split that up.
You'd be surprised.
So actually, one thing I also did clock, as in, you know, sometimes when people split up as a group, everyone goes out and drops album. I realized that you have an album, you know, so, but you all did literally one album each, essentially. But I thought, you know what I mean? You know, when you're like, we're out there on our own, we'll do multiple albums. Is there a reason you didn't do more solo albums and it was just going to do, because I think your album was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So is there any reason you didn't do any other ones after? Or you thought to yourself, you know what, I just kind of prefer it as a group or just singles?
Do you know what I was kind of doing? Because I dipped my foot in the TV entertainment. I was, after X Factor, became like a bit more of a celebrity than an actual artist. And for me...
It was weird that though, T. It
Huh?
was weird that though.
Yeah, it was weird.
That transition
But for
style.
me, it was like I could just drop a little single every 2 years and it just kept me bubbling in the limelight. And then I'd just be songwriting and living off PRS. And I was also, after everything that I'd gone through, I wanted to come out
Away
of the
from
limelight.
everything.
Like I needed some time to
Recharge.
recharge. And I also wanted the perception of me to settle. So to do that, I had to
Come
disappear.
back out, yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of conscious.
How was X Factor doing
I was
that
just
in
gonna
terms
ask
of like, because we only see it on the TV side.
That's
We
the
don't see
consumer.
like the day-to-day.
Mm,
We don't see how it is to look after acts.
yeah.
The panel at the front, like how was it as an experience?
I was just so young. Like I sit and think about it now. I was 22 years old,
Wow.
the youngest judge ever in UK X Factor history. I don't think I was fully equipped on paper for the job, but I still
Tackled
did it
Mm.
anyway and did it very well. Do you know what I mean? That first year. But it was everything else, the media pressure that came with it and all the little skeletons coming out the closet and being that controversial person that would just, say whatever they were thinking, not media trained. It was just like claws coming out left, right, and centre. Like, now you're coming back down where you belong, boy. And that was too much, I guess. That was the part that I definitely wasn't equipped for.
How was it like paparazzi and all that in terms of like you go somewhere, you come out and
That
it's
was
just
honestly the
Yeah, trust.
maddest time of my life. And it took years to settle down. It only really settled down about 4 years ago is when it started to calm. And even still to this day, like I've had situations where I've caught, like a Pat's found out where I lived and I absolutely have a meltdown. I go out every day in the same tracksuit, hooded up with a mask and a hat so that I can never get Pats. Like I still live like that when I'm not working off all the years of it being so manic. Like I used to hide in boots of cars. Like I couldn't do anything. I wouldn't even walk my dog. Like I was literally having PTSD from the back of it because they would hide in bushes. They would pat me through my window at night. There'd be times when I'm coming out the shower and they're doing illegal moves and they're in places where they shouldn't be. Like people opening your letterbox. It was just like zero privacy, just madness.
Mad, bro.
Like you couldn't date.
I just don't know how
that's
they're
not-
allowed to do that.
Like
Huh?
Just don't know how they're allowed to do
You're
that.
not allowed
Mad.
to do
no,
that.
they're not
Yeah.
anymore, which is why it's calmed down. But
It's a great, because I had a conversation with someone the other day and we were talking about when you think of the way paparazzi are, you think back to the Paris Hilton days. They would wait around to catch her coming out of the car just to get an upskirt picture. Now that's illegal. You couldn't
Yeah.
do that
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
back then, that would be on the front
Oh, yeah.
of TMZ.
It's mad,
Like,
bro,
literally.
loads of that.
You know what I
loads
mean?
of that. Them trying to go up skirts. Also, the most common thing was constant abuse. So you'd like come out your house or you come out of
The
work and they
harassment,
just be
innit?
like, you
Because they want you to
Oh,
react.
serious?
seeing you tape to Lisa, fucking rah, 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 just every 2 seconds screaming abuse at you.
Because they
all
want you
day
to
long.
react.
So
Yeah.
you react and they get a picture of you going like that mid-shot.
Oh, is that how
It's
they
like-
get them pictures?
It's like Kanye,
Yeah.
you know the
Brother,
video.
I used to see it on the thing.
Hey, listen, them man are
How
hustlers.
did I get these pictures?
Was you-
Oh,
So how do you think they got it, bro?
no,
Don't you know? You just out there on
no,
smoke.
no,
They're
but
out
yeah,
there
I just thought you
triggering.
were
Hey, listen,
spoke.
they're out there triggering niggas, man. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
like,
It's like,
yo.
you know the video of Kanye and he's coming out his house and they're like, morning Kanye. He's like, shut the fuck
Yeah, because they've been out there every day
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
month going, asshole, da-da-da-da.
And
And
he's
then
not
that
reacting.
morning they go, morning, and he's like, fuck you, man.
And then people like,
And
Kanye's
then-
crazy.
Yeah, that's what they do.
You could have hacked that.
That's even the
Huh?
he's in
You
Dizzy,
could've
hacked
he
that.
was in
They
Dizzy
do.
Rascal one when he was in court. Came out and the brother had the camera in his face. Dizzy grabbed the camera.
Oh, yeah, I remember that still. I remember that
Just
still.
walked up, I said,
That'll be
yo, 100%.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Camera's gone. I might have to kick it.
No, but that's me. Like, I can't deal with, like,
Yeah.
you see, this is why we've always had this conversation where I was like, when you talk of, like being really famous, like I've said no to certain things because I was like, I couldn't deal with being as popular as you guys are because I can't deal with that level of attention, people in your face all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're like, when you know how you are mentally, I
Yeah.
always say to
Yeah.
myself, mentally, I couldn't deal with that. So I have to avoid being in that space because it would fuck with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can't do it anymore. That's the place I'm at. I can't do it anymore. So I've just changed my lifestyle. And luckily the industry has changed as well
Yeah.
at this time. So now it's like manageable for me. But I
Yeah.
couldn't do it how it was before.
I think it's a
No
good
chance.
I
Yeah, man.
think it's a good thing that I wouldn't say they're regulated. I think it's just better that we live in a world now where if paparazzi were to do certain things, people look at them like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you know what it
really?
is?
Weirdo.
Social media has killed
Yep.
the pap industry.
Yeah.
And the magazines.
Yeah,
Because people
trust.
want to see pictures of of celebs, they just go on socials.
Yeah.
It's
Not
killing
here.
the pap industry.
Like back in the day, you used to see like when you see the news little articles and they say credited by this photographer or something. Like, now it's just credited Instagram.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Now it's crazy that Talisa posted this, you know what I mean? So now you post the stuff before they can get it.
Yeah.
You're fucking them over, you know what I mean? Like, I'll post it.
No,
but
but-
now you can't post
So,
it.
but now they get their news off Instagram.
Yeah.
Which is a
Big
good thing.
public. What?
Yes, because these paparazzi that are out there in the bushes, bro, what's the point of hanging out in the bushes if Talisa's
Oh,
gonna
no,
post
no,
it
no.
anyway?
Okay, cool. In that sense, yeah, but I'm talking about in the sense of like,
No, like stories. As in, like,
Stories,
on
like-
Twitter, if something happens somewhere, they will see it and then they'll DM you. Hi, I'm from the BBC, blah, blah, blah. Do you mind if I run this story? I'll
That's
credit
right.
you.
Yeah.
That's how they get their story.
you might have just been walking the dog. But it's because you're out and you've posted that you're out.
Yeah.
For them, it's a story. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this must be slow news day, boy.
What was I going to say? So let's just, you
No,
wanna say?
I was going to say when I was in Ibiza last and I posted, usually I always post
When you're
later.
after,
after. And this day I was like, I'm fine. I'm in Spain. They've left me alone for years. And then 2-2 straight away, Gareth's like, there's a pap in the bush. And I was like, fag out. Like,
You know?
even after all these years. So it's
I
mad.
would love that, you know. I would go to the bush, you know.
Hey, listen,
I say,
let me tell you.
man.
Yo, listen, I'm gonna tell you a story about that. Yeah, I'm like you. I'm like, bro, what are you on? So anyway, yeah, I didn't realize it, yeah, but I'd left my yard, yeah, and this flipping guy was in one of them sort of them fast Fiat 500 things, you know, the little small ones.
Yeah,
Above.
Yeah, them
Yep.
little fast ones. Anyway, now I see the car outside my yard. I didn't think anything of it, but it was outside my yard, so I was thinking, whose car is that? Anyway, drove off now, and I stopped to get some food before I was going on the way to a studio session. I've seen the same car, but bro, the car's far, you know. I'm just like when I'm out and about, I'm always about check my surroundings.
Yeah.
When I'm out and that one's up and that, you get it. And I'm looking down the road and I can see this guy, brother. He's got the long lens, you know.
Like taking pictures of gazelles.
He's got the long lens, yeah, the long
The
lens. thing.
footballer one.
Yeah, the big thing, yeah. Listen, I said, you know what? Going back in this restaurant, you see, when I come out, bro, onto this guy, bro. I know he's following me, innit? So anyway, come back out now. Checked over there. I can see his car still there. Walked over to my whip now. Got in my whip now. Started driving up this road. This guy, yeah, started flipping following, man, innit? All right, cool. Man's driving slow. I put my hazards on. The car goes past me. Now he's behind me, innit? Like, so we're driving. Man gets to the traffic lights, innit? Man jumped out of the car now, yeah. As I started running towards his car, but he's gonna do it like this, yeah. Music golden screen, yeah. And they're brent cross sides and that, yeah. Bro, this guy starts skirting out the car. I'm getting back on my car now. Chasing this fucking pap up the road. This guy just spun this little small car. I'm in a big Q7 now, innit? I'm trying to spin this car, bruv. He spun this thing. I can hear it go past me. Whoa. Yo, I'm trying to spin this car. But he booted me out, bruv. He
One,
skirted me.
one
bruv.
interesting
yo.
one. They used to put trackers on the cars.
Yep.
So they would put trackers on my cars and on tour managers' cars.
So they'd know where
So
you are all the time.
You can always be found.
Some nasty,
no matter
nasty
how
behavior, you know.
No matter where you go, where you run, they're
Them man
going
were
to find
wild,
you.
bro.
And I didn't know for years. I was like, how are they always finding me?
You're
Trackers.
like, they're tracking me. That's how
Yeah.
they keep finding me.
So let's talk about the new album
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
called Timeless. So that the name of the album is obviously
It is.
because the
Timeless
music you've
music.
made is.
Timeless,
Timeless.
man.
Did you want to talk about how you made some of the tracks? Because I could talk about mental health and toxic relationships. Is it stuff that you lot have been going through yourselves that you said, you know, we're going to put onto the album?
For us, yeah, like we always consciously make music that could try and stand the test of time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And when we work in the studio, we work on songs that could possibly become anthems. Like when we go outside and perform some of our songs, we realize we got like our own sort of Wonderwalls today. You know, them ones
Yeah,
songs
yeah.
where everyone's
we've
just
got
gonna sing it. Like
couple
we've
of
got
them on
we've
this
got a
album.
few of them ourselves, innit? Like,
Yeah.
and that makes us realize, like, and we're still performing these songs. They come out time ago, bro. We're performing them and people are singing them like it was like they're like anthems now, innit? And for us, when we got back in the studio to do the new album, and hence the name of the album, we wanted to continue that sort of saga, innit? Like we wanted to continue making music that's gonna live on for a long time because, like we said, N-Dubz is back, and we're not just back like just for a reunion thing. Like that's why you never heard that being thrown around. This whole thing is just N-Dubz are back, innit? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because it's not a reunion thing, and we want to continue to put out fantastic music. You know, we strive to do that. I feel like on this album we pulled out a lot of stops musically, and it was a very creative process for us. You know, like working throughout the few months we was in Rugby and up in Ireland, Michael Jackson studio, and I feel like everything that we're doing now is on such a advanced level compared to where we was when we was doing the stuff when we was younger. Like, my production wasn't as good as it was now. T's writing. Bruv, we was still sick then. Yeah. But it's all about growth, innit? And we as we grow, so does our talent. And everything's more refined now, innit? And I feel like that's going to really show within this album. People are going to hear the production, people are going to hear the writing, people are going to hear the back and forth between the whole toxicity between N-Dubz and stuff, and really take it in and say, you know what, I get what these guys do. Because the storytelling thing is hard to do it can sound corny, bruv. Yeah, and we strive to make it sure that it still sounds like popping, it's cool. You know what I mean?
I was going to say, in terms of concepts, we kind of all have our different days. So, if there's something going on in one individual's life, and we're like, I really want to get this off my chest today, then they'll start off the concept of that record, and everyone will adapt to when they've been in that situation before. So, like, Daffy's having a certain day, you're having a certain day, or I'm having a certain day. I'm like, I want to write about this. And then everyone works around it. So we all have our little individual days with concepts. But everything's about one point or other in our life and time. And it's all
how does that translate onto paper though? Not paper, but as in...
Into a song?
Yeah, like, because I'm feeling Tik away. How is everyone going to get the flow and... Do you know what I'm saying?
Because we've always, like, at one point or another been in that place. So, like, I don't know, use an example, like, play your part. I'm talking about a guy that I'm seeing, and he's not playing his role right now. Dappy and Tazer know what it's like to be that guy that's not playing their role. So they get in that zone. It's not that hard.
So he registered.
He was spoiling, isn't it?
And not only that.
Cool.
Other times that's just like,
you know what it is.
That's just like, I'm feeling this, I want to say this, and he's talking about the girl, like she's in the wrong, she's toxic, and instead of me going, I'm sorry, I argue it out like on the other side. So I'm like, nah, you're the one that's in the wrong. So we just end up beefing it out. We don't like all of a sudden comply to that. That's the theme of the song. I'm going to be the one apologising.
Like this back and forth.
That's one thing we've done. Like,
say, I'm going to do my take on it then.
And that's dope. The listener is, there's a girl in your shoes that's like, nah, I'm not having it.
Yeah.
Then there's a man in Dappy's shoes that's like, nah. So it's always touching, resonating with somebody.
And that's the whole female male perspective back and forth is what we do. Like, that's why one of our things, isn't it? Like, so, like she said, I might say, remember on our old album, we had a song about I should have put something on, for example. And it's talking about it takes, like, we've had an unplanned pregnancy, because men are not protecting ourselves and stuff like that. And she's saying you should have put something on. I'm saying, bro, you can't decide when I'm gonna be a dad. Like, it takes two to. And she's like, you don't understand. Like, me and Dutz could never have thought of this, but T would be saying things, you don't understand, something's growing inside of me, bruv. Like, you
like,
will
just
not
proper
get it.
intricate
like, so you get
detail,
it,
argumentative perspectives, like,
so it's like
political debate.
But you know,
But let me ask my question. Sorry.
No, because I was going to add on to the last bit. So I thought it was pretty cool in terms of, when everyone kind of brings in something based on what's going on. Seinfeld, because I know you used to watch them shows there.
Big show.
So when they were used to write, I thought it was really cool. So they used to have their writing team. So literally, as part of their writing team, everybody all day you were encouraged to, anything that happens through your day, you take notes of, and you come in and you throw it into a little bowl. And as they would go on, so literally tiny little things that would happen throughout the day, they would pick up and they would write into the show essentially. And it's, tiny little things where you don't even think of how
it adds to the program. Yeah.
How great little things that happen in your day are.
It can work that easy. Playing with Fire was made from singing I Wanna Bill It, Let Me Bill It on Holiday in Magaluf. Fazer on the piano in the middle of the lobby going dun dun dun.
In the hotel, we was in the hotel. Like,
I wanna bill it, let me bill it. I was taking the piss out of them saying Shagaloof, Shagamoose. She gave you an STD.
You would always take it there.
So that's how the song was made. I want to bill it.
Like, we was just burst coming back from the night out. We got to the hotel. The things on our mind, didn't it? Like, the piano's there. Why are we going to be... All we're thinking is, I want to bill it. Let me bill it. And then you like something about STD, you're playing with fire. I was like, oh, wait. And then, but we take that back and we translate it into a full song that makes sense, like, from the funny stuff. Like, for example, on this new album, we did
twice.
2 songs on a new album. Like, when we do live shows, for example, we like to create moments within our shows. So if you've never been to an N-Dubz show, like, it goes in stages. So it's an upward trajectory from beginning to the end. When you walk out of there after an N-Dubz show, it's like, wow, that was a journey. But with that being said, within that journey, we like to create moments, guys. And within those moments, this time around on tour, we created 2 songs on this new album live on stage where there's a moment where I'll play like piano, like a intro chords for one of our songs, maybe like Papa If You Can Hear Me.
But me and Dap start freestyling something else over it.
So I'll be playing just like normal like keys in the same chord scale, but completely different to what the song is. And then these guys will start freestyling over it, some mad shit. I want to see all the lights. And then all of a sudden, everyone in the whole arena, all the flipping phones come up like this. I want to see all the, like, you're seeing every single phone coming up in the arena. All the lights are coming up, like, you get it? Like, and then we'll take that song back to the studio and then we're talking about, I want to see all the lights. But how can we, what's the concept on this? Mental health.
Yeah, I want to take you back to all the lights.
I'm in a dark place, bro.
Like,
it's so dark inside, bro, man. I want to see all the fucking lights again, bro. Like yesterday was lit, bro. Like, now I'm here in my house. I'm all flipping on a hangover. I'm down, depressed, back to the shit all life.
Take us back to the tour. The tour ended. Oh, the adrenaline's gone. Now what? Take us back to that place. Let's translate it to normal people. Take me back to all the lights.
Yeah, so...
A night out.
So we create songs like on stage. We create a lot of songs from piano and just vocals. Like us three, like I'll play the keys and Daps and T, and we will harmonize together and find out songs that way. And we did another one on the album called London, which we did on stage, and it was just Dappy freestyling, saying about I've been to Bournemouth, I've been to Sheffield, and whatever city we was in that night, he'll say, but nothing compares to that city.
There's no place like that.
And then we thought, for us, obviously we're from London, innit? Like, so we wanted to write about our city, where we're from, and it's like a poetic sort of gangster, sort of mad, sort of ballad,
classical.
Crazy, like the lyrics, like. Man could be wearing flipping bellies, and tech fleeces with fucking Gucci man bags. But at the same time, the emotion behind it, like the production is acoustic. There's no drums. It's like piano. It's got mad flipping orchestra strings and shit going on.
That's good music.
It's mad, bro. Real music. The timeless shit, man.
That's even like DMX. He used to have
Ghetto Gospels and that.
He used to say a prayer at the beginning of his album, at the end of his album.
Innit?
So when he was on the Up and Smoke tour, there was one time when obviously Jay-Z says the story, and I think Boosie was talking about it, that DMX had everyone high. Then at the end, he had Grown Brothers crying when he on the prayer. Like, and Jay-Z was like, shit, how am I going to go on after this, brother? Like, this nigga had everyone going, people crying, I've got to go on next. So, and now you've said that people like get emotional, because when you like get connected to music, especially if you like the people on stage, you kind of go through the journey with them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like, fuck, man, I went through that. Like, I'm going through the same shit right now, bro. And these lot can relate. I can relate to what these lot are saying. I'm going through that same shit. And there's always a kid out there that's going through something that you're going through, because we're all fucking human, bro.
Yeah. So my question was going to be...
like you and that poor
question. I've been waiting.
Even I was thinking of the question for him.
It's a good question.
If this question don't bang, if this question don't bang, because man had it in the chamber for ages, you know? Man gonna go
show my mind games.
Alright, cool. So, because I've gone so far, basically, because your music's so relatable and you're talking about personal stuff, have you ever written about a situation where the person who you're talking about has listened to it and been like, oh snap, I didn't know you felt like that, and then reached out to you?
Interesting question.
Come on.
Listen, my partners have asked me, is that lyric about me? I'm like, no.
I knew it.
I'm like, nah, man.
I've done the opposite. So I've had exes ask me, did you write that about me? And I've gone, yeah.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Gotcha,
bitch. There's like 3 different exes.
And you're like, could be any of you motherfuckers.
3 different men at home now thinking, right.
And one of them started telling people, you know, Talisa wrote that song about me, and I was thinking, don't tell too many people.
It ain't about you, man.
Mama's looking eggs, smiling in the morning.
You know what he brought up that question? Because you know he gets them calls about what you're talking about. He just needed somebody else. It happens to me too.
No, it's not even that.
You know you get that.
No, it's not even that. What I'm saying is, for example, with the podcast, it's very personal. Like, as much as we banter, we joke, we're telling real life stories.
Yeah,
of course. Work, my nigga. You talk for you.
You keep saying that. So the stories are just entertainment, yeah?
Yes.
If it was a real, like, hardcore love song, I don't really like being vulnerable, so I probably wouldn't tell him. Like, it's only when it's a jokey one that's a bit more flirtatious.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm actually referencing the song Daddy. Like, so that's what, you might be like, yeah. No, not really.
I'll be chuffed, you know. A song called Daddy, and it's about me. I say, boy, hey, see Talisa, and she misses man, you know.
Bro. Even if it wasn't about me, I'm telling people it was about me. You're like,
Hey.
you know how it
Alright,
is.
Jackie's on the hook. Nah.
Blood. Fire. You man are wild.
If it's like a deep love song, it's gonna be like-
No, but obviously, if you've written,
I'm not gonna want him to know.
no, but if you've written a deep love song, it could only be about someone you
No,
love.
but she,
Yeah,
but she
of
said she
course.
doesn't like to be vulnerable like that.
Yeah.
No, but someone who was dating her would know that they was in love
But
with her.
man don't know it, bro.
Not always.
She's saying I'm not being vulnerable for you. You can
Not
assume it's about
always.
me.
Wait,
I'm not
hold on.
telling you.
So your ex who you've been with for however many years, right? It's a love song.
Yeah.
It's about you.
Yeah, but everyone's got
Could be about
different
somebody else.
complicated situations.
am I
So
only
like,
ex?
I might have an ex that I haven't actually physically been with for many years, but emotionally we dip in and out with each other.
Mm.
Not physically. So it's always there, and then we go back here, we try, and then we argue. But then I've dated someone else in between.
So the
he's
most
like,
recent
is
one
it-
will think it's
Is
him.
it me or is it? Do you know what I mean? This is the other guy that you
Is it me
dated
or
for
the
2 years.
lifestyle?
Which one is it?
Could have dated me 15 years ago.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
me.
sorry to cut
She's
you, yeah.
telling people about me.
No, one second. Sorry, hold that one. Hold that question. Yeah, this is just a general question for
Yeah.
everyone. What is cheating to you?
Bro.
No. I know it sounds because I'm going off what she said,
Yeah.
innit? Not that I'm saying you cheat, by the way, but
No,
I'm saying in terms of cheating, is it some people see the actual act of physical cheating as cheating, or is the emotional cheating where, like, for example, you might have a missus, but
Yeah.
there's a babes that, yo, what's going on, babe?
No, that's
Good
cheating.
morning, babe.
That's
Yeah,
cheating.
that's
bro.
cheating.
Cheating.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool,
do you know
cool.
why? Because it's like you're having a whole full conversation, a whole nother relationship with somebody.
But nothing's happened.
Still cheating.
I am.
It's just texts. It's just
Like,
there's no.
but if you was out on a night out and a girl came up to you and you ended up talking to her for the whole evening, I wouldn't class that as cheating.
But if you give her your
And
number and you lot are going back and forth,
And then
that's cheating.
afterwards, and you give it a number and then you follow it up afterwards, then that's can become.
Again,
Yeah.
I would say perspective. I make it very clear when I'm getting into something with a guy. This is who I am. I'm extremely loyal. I move like my man is standing behind me at all times. If you can't move like that with me, I'm not the one for
Get
you.
out.
So for me, I'm very, very no. I do not let anyone get away with anything.
No, but
The
Come on.
minorest thing.
Come on.
No.
Is cheating to me. I do not have a bar of
That's
it.
that mentality.
you
That's the
better
mentality
move
girls need to have.
like a nun
no.
or not at all.
Brother, you know when
I'm not.
Bro,
and if-
bro.
Because he
and
wants to
if-
be
and
out
if-
there
if
flying.
they
No,
can't,
so-
if they
so
can't,
wait.
then it's me.
Okay, cool, but
You'll
wait.
be
So
going
wait.
to the DJs.
The girl them sugar you know.
Wait.
A man said the girl them sugar.
Why are you letting him
Fucking no.
Taser wants to tell girls, I'm a promoter. I was working.
Wait, hold on. Should I show her the video that you posted on your TikTok the other day?
What
Do
video?
you know what? Let's pause the podcast for a
What are you
second.
talking about? Like I won't
And
cut
you
this
tell
out.
me, you tell me if this is cheating,
Like I
Talisa.
won't cut this out.
No. Cut it out if you
What am I
want.
talking about?
No. I want to show her because it's interesting how. Yeah, for
Even
real.
if that's how he moves, but as long as he respects, that's how I want to move.
Thank you.
And that's it.
No, but
That's
I
what
just
it's
want to
about.
know if this
Well,
is.
how he moves is
Who's
how
that?
he
First and
Who's
moves.
foremost,
that Richie
Marvin,
Sunak, bro?
Marvin,
It's
first
as
and
long as you
foremost,
can accept. It's
This nigga
perspective.
What is this?
This is how I want to be.
This
If
nigga-
someone's not for me, don't-
this nigga will tag
deal
me and
with
shit
it.
on TikTok, but he won't follow me on TikTok. Let's put that out there first.
I didn't know you was on TikTok.
Fuck off. How you tagging me on shit? Don't do that.
I don't run my
I
TikTok.
we got a couple minutes left. Let me ask some questions.
Yeah, I need to
Alright,
find this
even if
video.
it's-
No, I'm gonna find this video.
Yeah, don't worry. It's cool.
No stress, I'm not pressuring. Yeah, I'm just really stern with that stuff. I know what I like. I know what I want.
That's
But do you
what
know
I'm
what?
saying.
There's other people
Now
out
listen,
there like me that
have a
are
look at
like
that. What about this?
They're
Yeah,
the
look.
same.
Look.
They're
But
extremely
what if-
possessive,
no,
they're
what do you class
But
as
I feel like
cheating,
two
bruv?
possessive
Because if your
people
girl
is
was
dangerous thing.
if your girl was moving like that and texting another person, didn't know how behind
It's
your back,
cheating, bro. 100%.
then
It's
yeah.
never been a problem.
Cheating,
That's
cheating,
never
bruv,
been an
innit?
issue in any of my relationships.
Yeah. But I don't think two possessive people could be together because that's
Yeah.
you raise a wicked man space.
I
to be in.
prefer to be with the possessive person. I wouldn't say myself that I'm. For me, it's principle.
Yeah,
Brother,
there's
can I ask the
principles
question
and
as well?
The other person might be
principles
possessive.
and being possessive.
I'm
found the
about
video.
principle.
But we ain't got much time, bro.
We've
Do
got
you have time? Do you have time?
No,
we have
no.
time.
We haven't got, I got to
We
ask a
have
question.
time.
No,
We have
you're
time.
Sicko.
We have time.
During the day, you know, you might go to like a beach where there's like a DJ and there's like them chairs where it's like 6'4", two that side, two that side. Anyway, I'm chilling now. So I've got to the beach, see the man. They're like, yo, what's good? Obviously, my girl's about with her people. There's no issue.
Oh,
So got to the beach now. So I'm sitting down. I can't remember who I was with. Veterans here. You know, 2 other girls are sitting there. So everyone's having a conversation, talking. Man's topless, whatever. Physique, man's feeding myself. I've seen my girl hit the beat after that.
Look at his reaction.
Problems. But I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing anything. Bro, she's come straight to the table and been like, have you got some money for me to get a drink? Random question. Any kind of question. Yeah. Just to So I'm on the chair, yeah? So she come over, she's gone, money, whatever. She asked for money. And I've gone, I ain't got no change, you know? What kind of boyfriend are you? But the way she said it,
This your bed?
Yeah.
One of the girls had the eye on me, I'm sure she does. When she said that, she got up and stormed off. I said, God darn it.
And I was screaming, so she didn't leave because you were the girl. She left because you were broke.
Fuck. Hey.
You have a girl and you ain't got no money.
Oh, fucking hell.
Man, did cheat.
You man are wild, you know.
I was trying to get away from the table, like, but the way
You
she
got
said it,
blocked yourself. You should have gave her the money, man, and just said, you that's my sister. Yeah.
So you were trying to chat up the girl?
I wasn't. I was having a conversation.
Fuck off.
I was. You weren't even there.
Is that okay? Oh, just asking, is that okay?
So I'm confused as to, because right now it just sounds like there's a girl there, it's a fit bird. Your missus comes over and she asks for some money. You say no.
Because he's trying to get rid of her.
What were you actually doing?
He was trying to get rid of her.
No,
Trying to get rid of his girl.
How are you meant to
Fine.
tell me what I was doing on my holiday?
If that's what you were trying to
He
do,
wasn't even there.
His missus has seen him shopping.
But I didn't get that from that.
Thank you very much, Lisa.
His missus has seen him shopping.
No, she hasn't seen me
So
shopping.
she's come over to let everyone know
Lay down
that
her territory.
this is my
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
let me get straight. So imagine you're
Girls do that often.
Imagine you're a
though.
napper.
And
yeah?
he's rubbish there.
Imagine you're a napper, yeah? Bait
Yeah.
napper.
He told her she
Why would you be a napper with your girl?
We just flew out in it. Like,
That's
like,
a mad
pair of
one.
us
See,
thingy.
why not?
Exactly, see?
Because if you're a grown man, you
Oh,
can't.
bro.
Come on, Lisa. Come on. See what I'm saying?
I am Pinocchio. I am a smart man.
See, I backfired on you, man. Because I'm a grown man. I
I'm
want to
in
holiday
face.
my
What are you
bro.
talking about?
What?
You just asked the question.
Yeah.
Bro, any girl that I'm with is 10-10, bro. You think I want my girl in Napa with me, bro? For man,
Why
them like,
not?
yo,
That's-
no.
that's all
So
perception.
I will get into fights, bro. Sorry, bro. Why are you looking at my girl back like that, bro? You wanna check my girl? Yes, you do. Nah, fuck that, man.
No, but Talisa,
Go to.
Face is right.
Bro, if I
He's
don't want
worried
my
about
girl,
his
I don't
girl.
want
He
to
was
shop my
talking to
girl.
another girl. Where was your girl at the time?
I don't want to shop my
what
girl.
are you
to the
talking
world.
about?
I'll go somewhere small, quiet, Maldives. No one on the
Maybe
island.
not Napa, but I should be able to go to a
Yeah.
with my man.
Wait, let me get straight to what? Man can't talk to another girl again? Are you crazy?
But you said physique topless. Why do you care?
Everyone was topless over
Why you
there.
skin
but
out?
I was
Why you
sweating.
skin out, bro?
You saw a spice and you were just
No,
getting
no.
a bit of attention.
No, it was-
But was your intention
it
to
was
chat
hot.
to her?
I was having
It was up.
it was hot. I was having a young Pims. I said, right, let me talk to.
But you
If
said
you
you
were
were convo.
basking in a little bit of attention.
You was window shopping.
You know what? And then
Yeah,
afterwards, when you got back to the hotel, he said, so
Basket
who's
of
those girls at the
attention.
table?
Nah, because nothing happened.
Nothing. Wait, brother, we don't know that. You never got to that.
I was there.
No, what I'm saying is it didn't get there.
Let me ask these questions, man. You're a snake. We're gonna talk about this afterwards anyway, man. You're a snake, bro. I'm telling you.
Taser trying to
see
join
that
him
man
out,
there.
you know. That's meant to be your
A
dog, you know.
young Judas.
Iscariot.
Judas Iscariot, you know what I
Big
mean?
and-
Selling man out for silver. Yo, listen, you see
You're
you,
not
yeah?
up with cheese.
Don't
But
worry,
you're
it's
good
cool.
though.
Well,
You do nothing.
No?
I'm Switzerland in this situation. I haven't seen enough. from each
Thank
side, so
you.
I'm not
That's what I'm
making any
saying.
judgments.
Alright, anyway, let me ask some of these questions. So what's your favourite song out of all of your N-Dubz songs? Oh, just a mic, by the way.
Of the new stuff or the old stuff? Could
One
be-
of each. So maybe
Okay.
one from the new and one from the old. One from the new.
Best Behaviour is probably my greatest
Bang on.
N-Dubz song. From the past, and for the future, All the Lights, the one that we wrote on stage at the O2, would be my favourite of the new N-Dubz album.
For me, it'll probably be
Or For the Streets.
old school. For me, it'll probably be Better Not Waste My Time. Just because of the introduction it gave to us in the game, Daps being in the pram and stuff like that, and all of that, and what it did
was
for us.
pretty
Like, do you get me? And what we was talking about, we was addicted to mice, like 2 nostril sniffing out, or wherever there's some powder, believe me, you're powder, and me, like, just because I'm black, it don't mean that I can't be equal for screaming out louder. And yeah, we was hitting things them times there, and I feel like for us, that was like a pinnacle song for us to start the trajectory. So for me, old school would be Better Not Waste My Time. New school stuff, for me, it would probably be a song on the album, which I explained earlier, probably London, or For the Streets for me on the new album, just because I liked the way it sounds in my car. Sounds hard with the 808s
When the
and the
bass
bass and with them
yeah.
things there. And that's kind of music that I listen to on a regular basis as well.
Will we be getting any new solo material at the side of N-Dubz?
I feel like we're definitely gonna, whatever we do, there's no plans for it at a second because our main thing is N-Dubz right now. But whatever we do is only gonna be beneficial for the band anyway, man. Like, if that goes out and does a feature with someone, or if I go out and produce a flipping massive record for someone and get a big
Yeah,
hit,
they more than
like,
likely will at some point.
it's only gonna be good for business.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
And the more freedom we have to dip in and out, the less
better.
likely we are to, you know what I mean?
Bump heads.
It says,
Yeah.
does Fraser still call girls bruv?
Oh my god.
Just me.
Hey, listen.
Is that a thing for you or something? Was that-
No, it's not even a thing like
Why?
that.
What's
Yeah, but
wrong
you know what
with
it is.
that,
Yeah?
though?
No, but I think it depends on if it's like,
Do you know what
I
it
do
is?
it sometimes. I
Do you know
do
what
it
it is?
to
It's
girls.
just in my slang, innit? It's just the way I talk. It's not even thought out like to call a girl, but it's when I'm just, no,
Doesn't it
you
depend
get me,
on your
bro.
relationship
Like-
with the girl? Like if you're chilling in a proper
I've
friendship
had-
environment,
I've had a
friends
few
with brother all
people,
the time,
yeah.
we're like, listen, brother, we're arguing or we're just chatting.
No, but listen, some girls don't like it. Though,
Yeah, girls don't like
because
Really?
yeah, some girls will
The
look to me
friend
like,
zone.
I don't like it.
can you stop calling me bruv?
Because it feels like they've been friend zoned.
You can't call your man.
I've
bruv.
done it loads of times, but I get it. So I
She's
do
little
try and
man in
rein
you.
it in.
If yo, bro,
But it's like, it's involuntary. I'm just
Call a
like,
man act.
if ever I get upset
Hey, listen,
about
hey,
something, I'm like, what
listen,
do you
don't
mean,
try it.
bruv? And then
Yeah,
just
see-
don't call me
see-
bruv.
No, but that's fine
I'm like,
because
No, but
okay,
it's never said
sorry.
it in
I'll take it
passion
back.
though, as in love wise. I love you, bruv. She's not saying it like
yeah,
that.
but
She's
no.
saying it when
if
she's
you-
angry.
if I know Talisa and I know that's how she talks, then that's
Yeah,
part
it
of
is
her.
how I talk.
So why am I gonna get upset about her calling me?
Change,
I've had
change
it-
it for me. You love me, change it for
I've
me.
had an ex that didn't care, and then I've had an ex that was like, no way, I never want to hear that ever again. So it's like, okay, cool, I get it. Sometimes you have to let a man be a man.
I've had
I'm
girls
okay
message
with
me
that.
and I've
It's
said,
still
and I've said,
girls,
yo,
bruv, that was wild.
why are you saying yo to?
No, come on, man. You
Yeah.
can't say yo to babes.
Well, you're messaging me first.
So
I-
say hey. What's going on? What?
Hola.
What? So I've got to say hey because
Oh,
you
hello.
want me to say hey.
Arriba.
Let me ask you a question. Can a man message you yo?
Yes. Oh my God. Like, see with
Come
me,
on.
I'm looking for a best friend. Like, the guy that is able to chat to me the way I speak to my mates is the guy that I'm going to be
Yeah.
more intrigued in. The guy messaged me like, yo, I'm like,
Why am I talking
No,
to
but
you in the
what-
way?
I love
you
that.
just-
in what
Let me get
capacity?
straight. So when I'm talking to you, I'll be like, okay,
yeah.
hey baby, are you okay? Hey baby,
Yeah.
nah,
Wait,
but
that's- that's-
I can't lie,
that's
so
forced
man,
anyway.
that's how you
Forced,
start.
like.
That's how
You know,
start,
if a
though.
man starts a text, hey baby, I just feel like that's forced. That's not your authentic
Nah, I feel
self.
you.
That's not your authentic self.
That's like them man that kiss hands.
I would say,
Depends
I would say,
on the
what
guy
one?
and how he feels
I say, what you
towards
on?
you.
I
Or
say,
to a
"Well,
babes?
hey, to a girl.
Oh, come on,
I say,
man.
what you on? Where you?
What one were you on?
The babes want to
Hey,
hear
that's
great.
what he's over there. Man,
Marvin,
man said, hey, listen,
The girls
I
wanna
respect
hear-
man's thing, you know. I say, what, go on, yeah,
No, but
what,
it's
what?
still a girl that you already know, or fresh.
No, I'm talking about fresh. Like, if we have a conversation
Yeah, what
fresh,
you on?
I'll say, what on? Like, good. Like, what you on?
Yeah, they're letting you slide because your face is still.
Nah, bro, man.
Nah,
man.
certain girls will pull you up. Excuse me, who you talking to?
Nah, but
Tell him
I've
about
never
Grand
seen someone
Rising
up for
beautiful.
that.
I'll say, all right, listen,
Grand
no
Rising.
way. That's never happened to me
Rising
in my
Empress.
life, bro. Before music or after.
Grand Rising Springs.
Say
Man
Grand
said-
Rising
Man
Empress.
said, good morning, Empress. Empress Divine, you good?
The sun, the moon, and the
Man
stars.
said, one love. E?
Oh, go on.
Let me ask a
that's
couple
too
more
much,
questions and then we're gonna bounce.
Go on, bruv.
My question is, how long did it take to make the new album?
So we started dabbling around 6 years ago. We did like 1 or 2 records.
Okay.
But then we have a big break and then we did like another 4 or 5. And then we went back in and we did
See,
6 weeks in the residential. What?
Yeah, I'd say if you talk about hours times oh yeah, it started.
No,
we started,
sorry. We did 1 set of 6 weeks, then another set of 6 weeks.
So I'd say in total in like hour time, I'd say it's like 3 months in total.
No,
but
longer
we
than
started
that.
like the first songs like 6 years
No,
ago.
that's
Then
gas.
we dabbering. No, but if you put
Of
the
consistent
hours time-
recording, about
yeah.
6 months.
Yeah, no, probably yeah.
But did those songs from 6 years ago make it onto the album?
Like one of them.
One of them.
Yeah.
Doesn't it sound dated?
No, because
No.
it's timeless. The album's called
Bro,
Timeless, my guy.
Bro, listen, you don't
Shit is
understand.
fire.
Come on.
Bro, like man's always been ahead of the times. Like
So
it's
what you
not,
saying? We're in 2032 now.
bro, we're in the current climate.
Hey, they're 60, 67, bro. It's
Yeah.
mad over there.
So like, do
Jetsons.
you know what
And
it
there's a
is?
song for everyone. And as well, our age range is very wide. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Fans that were like super young, 8 years old growing up, and now like 22 or whatever. So there's some records that'll be for a slightly younger crowd, some that reach the more nostalgic crowd. There's a song for everyone.
Thank you for supporting my point that I made earlier. That's basically what I was trying to say.
What?
Yeah. There's a
Different
point.
age range.
there's-
Different age groups.
But that's the thing, yeah. I do this as well at shows, yeah, because especially like dedicated N-Dubz shows that where it's just people coming to see our show. It's not like loads of other people on the night. I like to go around the block and just see what the crowd's like, innit? And it's mad, like when you see the demographic of people, bruv, like you got
Crazy.
Bro, even the other day, Notions Mag, I was looking at my bridges like, wait, but hardcore N-Dubz fans. I just wouldn't. It wouldn't cross my
It
mind.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
So it's like when we,
It's like a
that's what I'm
little
saying. You got
Yeah.
look, you got the mobsters and the gangsters chilling with the skateboarders. Yeah, you got the skateboarders and that chilling with the gothies guys. Yeah, you got the disabled family chilling with the flipping mums and the dads and the kids and the grannies. Bro, it's like a national motive when it comes to a show. So when people say, "Oh, what's your demographic?" Like the kids that were young then, who were like 8 and that, they're like 19 now.
No, yeah.
20 can come to shows. Them times they were too young to come to
Yeah,
shows.
because
Yeah.
we had a 14
Now they're outside,
age
what we can come to shows as well. I never got to live this when I was. We're outside.
That's
like, you get
dope that your
Yeah.
audience has grown with you. Because a lot of
You
time
know?
when audience grow, they grow out of the act.
Yeah,
Do you know
and
what I'm saying?
now
But
it's
they've
like
grown with
solidified
you.
them.
Mm.
You know, like even it's happening in cartoons as well. You know, like Brats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a college version.
Okay.
Really?
Like the girls have gone into college.
What?
Okay.
Harry
Serious?
Potter.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just thought about it.
Yeah, Harry Potter.
If
Harry
you
same.
watch
Potter,
Brats now,
how
they're
the
not the
movies
little
were
girls that
shot.
were on TV back in the day. They've grown now. They're
What,
in
Harry
college
Potter in
now.
college as well?
No, I'm
No,
saying
but
like
I'm
you know
saying-
how the
Oh,
Harry
oh.
Potter movie franchise. You watch like the first Harry Potter and you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
because you're like
kids are
11 years old.
Yeah, now in
And then
number 8.
like the last one, it was
He's
like
grown.
it's like a
Actually.
serious adult film.
He's not on
So-
going back, you know. They keep asking him. He's not on it.
I actually rewatched.
He made his
Harry
money for
Potter.
that. You don't need
he's
to go.
done
I'm
with it,
done.
man.
I'm done with that
I,
thing.
I rewatched the shit this year, so you know what I mean. It's
I
actually
watched
It's
still
taken him
relevant.
so many years to get roles outside.
Yeah,
yeah,
So
yeah.
why
Yeah.
would he go back and
yeah.
then be typecast again? He'll
What's
never-
been your favourite memory together? Has there been a moment where you're like, oh my God, like we done it? Or
I don't know. If,
I
is it-
don't-
We've had moments, T. We've
yeah,
had
but I've
big
just got one
moments.
moment that always stands out. I still listen to the songs this day. What is it? Strawberry Swing. Who's it by? Is it?
Raincoats?
You see him in a strawberry swing. Is it? When we were on the tour bus and it was our last gig we were ever doing as N-Dubz the first time round, we had Strawberry Swing playing in the background and we were all just sat on the bus and like, I think all of us just shed a tear. It was like so emotional. We've been doing this since we were 11 years old. And then when we called it a day when we were like 21, 22, we were all sat on the bus. And then you don't know who it is.
No,
do you?
no,
I don't
no,
know
I
who it
blacked
is
that
either,
out.
so
I
I had to
blacked that
Google
one out,
it.
so
Google
I
it.
was
Who
Nah.
did?
I don't remember
Who
that
did
one.
Strawberry Swing? Yeah, go on, what's yours?
First memorable moment was winning our first mobile. And we had the whole of Camden up in there. We was wilding out that day. Listen, anyone will tell you if you go back to that day, bro. That first mobiles, we literally shut it down, bro. Like we had the whole of Camden with us on the floor. We was wilding out. We was flipping. I swear we even had a fight where all the flipping.
Let's not go there. We're ruining the special moment.
You know what it was for us? Yeah, it's to have the whole hood there, our family, our friends, and that, and to win that first award. It meant everything.
It was
to
our
us
first
because
bit of
you know what it was.
recognition from the industry. Like
And
we knew
we'd
what
been
we were
working
doing.
for years, and we were working for years, and for us that was a moment for Talisa's uncle and Daffy's dad as well, who passed away before he could see that, like, and it was like emotional time for us. So I feel like for me it was a very memorable moment. Our first mobile of like winning this first bit of recognition we've got, and for the hard
It's
work
the
that
first
we
time
did.
the industry stood up
Yeah.
and said, "Oh, we see you."
Yeah,
Mm.
no, it's amazing. Our
Yeah.
first mobile, Marvin, they invited us to the gospel one. You know, the pre mobiles.
Yeah.
When you get to like this ain't mobile.
man, we got to the train station, the brother jumped the barriers, bro.
Nah,
He came through, man. I said, nah.
When we
I
got there,
shouldn't
when
be
we
here.
saw the location, I told Marvin, this ain't the mobiles.
I warned these guys.
No, you
But
didn't.
To be fair, I weren't dressing up anyway. Like, them
We
man wore
were
suits.
dressed like Jeffrey
Yo,
from
yo.
Fresh Prince.
Let me get two more.
One in
There you go.
Soho.
Two more.
That little place to do it in Soho.
Two more questions. Yeah. If it wasn't for music, what would you all be doing right now?
For me, if it wasn't for music, I don't know, bruv. I don't know, bro.
Man's on the roads. You know what man do that about this?
For real. I don't know. Dead or in
Yeah.
jail, bruv. There's
He'd
only
probably
two
be in
really
jail, to
options,
be
really.
honest.
The road that I was going on, innit? Like, so I reckon it would have been dead or in jail by now, bruv. Like, or yeah. Yeah, because man was like neck deep in everything.
Doing what you're doing, yeah.
And everything I shouldn't have been doing. I'm
Happy
from
you're
Camden,
here.
bro. What do you think, man?
What
Man,
you
we're
think,
happy you're here,
I
man.
think it would have been.
At the age of 16, I sharpened up and was like, right, I gotta work. So I had a job. I was working in a music management company. Just
You've always
doing
been a
little
hustler, as you, man.
secretary work.
Oh, dope.
So
you would have been in it
I would have
somewhere.
worked my way up through behind the scenes into management, probably.
Okay, and last question. Who would you all like to collaborate with music-wise?
I like to collaborate with music-wise.
Whether it's independently or as N-Dubz. Maybe N-Dubz as a group and then individually.
Or who would you like to produce for? That's a better question for Faisal.
Mm.
I like to produce for N-Dubz. We make good music. No, honestly, man, we do, man. And I've worked with many artists in my life, and I don't know, maybe it's just a different sort of vibe when I'm working with other artists and doing stuff. But no, man, we're quality, man. And I say that with my chest, man.
Yeah, but I think it's because you've worked together for so long. There's a pattern and the way you work, and it's like family.
No, I'm just talking about talent-wise and how man is with the pen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like man are just writing bars and doing media stuff. Like there's no context to it. Like I don't know. When I work with the guys, it's mad stuff. The pen's crazy.
Cold, man.
The pen's crazy, bro. Bro,
Over
no one,
that.
you can't deny it, bro.
Yeah.
It's mad, bro.
Genius.
100%.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, thanks for coming through. We appreciate it, man. And
Thank you. I was gonna say Oasis. I get the feeling they wouldn't be the kind of people that would be N-Dubz fans.
Hey, listen,
But I
man,
can imagine-
Gallagher.
Aren't they beefing right now?
Oasis doing acoustic guitar, right, with N-Dubz and us writing a song to
Well,
an
that would be
acoustic
sick.
guitar
That
and
would
it
be
being
cold
just
still.
absolutely
That would be
sick.
sick.
the only problem with that is they don't get on.
Yeah.
Mm.
Liam and
Well-
Noel, they don't get that. They're beefing
Bro, when I see
properly.
them call each other cunts on social media,
Them man are mad, you
Brother.
know.
If me and Daffy can get along, no, I'm joking.
No, but their one is
No, their thing.
We'll-
their
we'll
thing
do
is-
one of
their
them.
thing's not like your thing. Like,
Listen,
I
when
know.
I was on Jonathan Ross and they asked Noel Gallagher, so what about your brother? Man, I said, don't ask me about my brother.
Yeah.
Like, are you mad? Like,
That's
I was
gonna be
like,
me and
"Brother."
Daffy in 10 years.
And they've made some rhythms, you know.
yeah.
Wonderwall, when that goes off,
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Off.
Anthems, like a national anthem.
no, but their beef is hilarious. Like they, when they go all out and you're like, oh, you lot are beefing like,
No, they don't want to
Yeah,
fight.
it's like
I
that,
wonder what
boy.
caused it.
I don't know.
I can imagine.
No, but to that extent, as in like, man fall out and have an argument. But their one is like,
No, I've got two brothers, yeah.
It could be-
And me and my brothers have had like mad physical altercations. Like proper full-on fights and that.
Yeah.
Like, but
you still talk afterwards.
we
after a
still
while,
talk afterwards and we come to sense and say, bro, man, I'm so sorry, man. I shouldn't have treated you like, you're my brother, innit?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you're my
One
little
could have
brother.
gone
You're my
too
older
far.
brother. Yeah, but bro, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. My,
I mean,
my
what's-
house,
what
me
you
and my
got-
brothers were wild.
What
so
we got to all think is, what would it take for you to cut off a family member? What
For-
would they have to do?
For Noah and Liam, Noah smacked Liam over the head with a cricket bat because Ben came into the studio. So he's in the studio. Noah's in the studio working. Liam's come back with a couple of people, to party.
Yeah.
My man's not taking it well, and he's hit him in the head with a cricket bat. So
What
I
the
feel like that's where they drew the
But
line.
why was the cricket bat in the studio?
innit?
Same reason you had the cricket bat
You want to play cricket?
bag.
Oh, my boy back to that, you know.
No,
I would
man.
Right.
say
Really?
physical or robbing me.
Yeah.
And
And
one of,
cricket bat is hella physical.
Nah, Robin, I
bro.
think you can forgive. You can forgive
No.
Robin.
not over here.
Nah, you can forgive Robin.
No,
I
you
feel like
can't.
that's one of the
It depends
worst things
how.
ever.
It depends
No.
how.
Nah.
No,
I'm in my savage era.
no, but
No
remember,
more
no, but
toxicity.
remember, like,
No
depends
more.
how though.
Nah,
If
bro,
they-
you can't
okay.
be robbing and stealing from man. That's a
No, I
now.
know, but I'm just saying if
That's not love.
if
What
you
would it
caught
take
them,
for a family member, for me to cut off a family member?
Stealing.
It's got to be something egregious.
Yeah, probably. No, but then again,
You're
even
not
stealing,
Your
yeah.
brother's still all your
Like
shit.
even stealing though, yeah. Man can sit down and say, why did you do that to me?
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
Why? What? You was hurting? Bruv, I'm your family, bro. Like you should have come to man. Like what the fuck? Like I wouldn't cut them off for stealing because I know everyone has hard times out here, brother. And there was probably a mad fucked up reason that you could justify in your head that you did that. And I want to know what that reason was, and I want to school you about why you shouldn't have fucking done that afterwards.
Hey, let's look at Kevin Hart with his close friend. Man was trying to blackmail him with videos and
Wow.
stuff like that.
But that one's mad.
Yeah.
Though.
But that's different then.
He's ready to go.
No,
Wrap it up.
no, it's for you. It's for you because I didn't. Because
They said they was fine.
I was
You're out here killing the vibe.
No,
We
no.
is vibe. No, I'm joking.
No, I was gonna say no, it's management and stuff. It's not me because I'll sit down here for
We'll sit down for
half an
hours,
hour,
trust
like,
me.
That's what I'm saying.
That's just how it is.
I'm just being mindful of
I
time,
appreciate
and
that.
I've used up had a
And
day
we could
already.
be enjoying this.
You know,
Thanks for
Marvin,
coming on, man.
Marvin, we're
Thanks for having
entertaining
us.
people, you know.
No, but you're always welcome back.
Thank
Like for
you.
part 2, part 3, whatever,
Yeah,
because
bro.
the conversation was flowing.
Yeah,
And there's even questions that I
100%.
wanted to ask and I didn't ask.
You have to write them
man.
down.
So-
Loads.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, bro.
Done
Yes,
now.
my
I said
G.
done now,
Love that.
taxi.
Done
Man
now.
said,
Yo, my brother.
Hey,
Listen,
Bruv.
Aki.
bro, I can't believe someone who takes that message and his face is still calling things, bruv, bro.
Bro,
Days.
it's probably a chick that you call bro, but she's still steaming.
Man,
Yeah, for real.
Stop calling me bruv. You call me bruv, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Someone messaged and said, tell N-Dubz to all follow me on Instagram. And I've been following him since 11. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what? Is this a serious message, bro? Like, your fans are mental. Some of the messages I've seen, yeah?
I've actually had a lot of your fans follow me since.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
talked.
Yeah,
They're
They're bare wrong ones, bruv. Like,
Brother.